Today, my novice mission begins with the sect's famous public broken engagement scene. As Qingyun Sect's woodcutter, I chop 30,000 jin across 3 rootless years. Others cultivate leisurely while I chop wood, they train while I feed my dog. My life comes down to 8 words: stop nagging. Don't delay me from feeding my dog. Nearby disciples whisper, have you heard? Grace is publicly breaking her engagement today? Grace's public rejection draws the entire sect's attention. A disciple points, look at that useless woodcutter, 3 years here, no spiritual root, yet he deserves grace? Another disciple mocks, our champion woodcutter finally arrives. Turning to Grace he adds, he's here, handle your business. Grace declares, our engagement ends. Take the repudiation and leave, a rootless failure cannot deserve me. Before everyone, Grace reduces my worth to a missing spiritual root. The disciples praise her. Grace is a century genius foundation, established in 3 years, some cannot carry her shoes. I snort, I don't deserve her? Get this straight, she doesn't deserve me, even my dog thinks so. Her rejection only hardens my judgment. Refusing to bow, I make the truth clear. Her choice exposes her own unworthiness, not mine. My verdict is blunt, Grace. Your sect begged for this engagement to preserve your purity. Leave if you wish, but don't regret who truly isn't worthy. The old bargain is laid bare before the gathered sect. Before the gathered sect, I accept the withdrawal and end the engagement she rejects. A furious challenge follows. What do you mean? Grace isn't worthy of you? The answer comes easily. She is. She simply talks too much and wastes my time. A disciple shouts, stop, you dare boast? Only exploiting Grace's powerless wounded dissent got rootless trash, like you admitted. The disciple twists Grace's injuries into an excuse for my admission, dismissing every fact that contradicts his contempt for me. Tyler's timid nature only makes these disciples increasingly brazen. They cast every part of the past from their minds. Long ago, Tyler rescues Grace after her tribulation leaves her without memories. Her gratitude is immediate. Thank you for saving me. How can this debt be repaid? From that rescue, the two privately pledge to spend their lives together. When the sect retrieves Grace, it exceptionally admits rootless Tyler to preserve her purity. That exception cannot protect Tyler from what follows inside Qingyun Sect. After entering, timid Tyler is coldly neglected by the sect and sent to chop wood on the sealed Forbidden Rear Mountain. They call that exile secluded cultivation and training. Then Grace recovers her memories. Ashamed of our engagement, Grace follows Luke's urging and rejects me publicly. Grace makes the verdict final before everyone. Our engagement ends here. The crowd jeers, that useless woodcutter should hurry up and leave. Meanwhile, Luke has already poisoned Tyler slowly, waiting for the engagement to end. Then he plans to force Tyler onto the sect tournament arena and legitimately kill him. Behind the tournament scheme lies the real murder attempt. Poison already spreads through this body, weakening Tyler before the arranged public killing. After transmigrating into Tyler's body, I bind Caleb and inherit this hellish opening. Still, Caleb's first task is simple. I chop wood and feed my dog, unlocking Caleb's novice gift before avenging Tyler. Grace calls me back before I can leave the gathering. In 3 days, only the sect tournament's peerless champion deserves me. Today's public annulment gives everyone witness, so my future husband never misunderstands. The entire sect now stands as witness to Grace's rejection. Before everyone, Grace ends our engagement. No connection remains between us. Trash like you cannot even carry these shoes. A disciple turns my rescue against me. Saving Grace was calculated for ulterior motives. Grace cuts in. Whatever your purpose, you still saved a life. Therefore, you receive one chance. At the sect tournament, serve as a warm-up punching bag for every disciple. That makes you useful. Even with the engagement cancelled, you may remain here temporarily. Chop wood in the sealed rear mountain to survive. Her admirer snaps, thank Grace. This chance opens your eyes at the tournament. Caleb's rules immediately take hold. Bound by Caleb's rules, my immediate task is chopping firewood, feeding the dog, and accumulating system points. Enough points upgrade me into Caleb's level 10 gatekeeper, and then Tyler gets justice. I carry every insult, betrayal, and wound suffered by this body's former owner. Once Caleb grants me enough strength, I intend to confront each offender and recover every piece of justice denied to him. A disciple calls after me, stop. That disrespectful attitude is completely unacceptable here. Keep going. As far as I'm concerned, this is just feeding a dog. Behind me, an angry voice snaps, stop right there. You do not have permission to leave. My former fiancé studies me. He seems different from the person he was before. Her admirer dismisses it. Nothing is different. He is merely pretending to be stubborn. At the sect tournament in 3 days, he will obediently do exactly as commanded. A cold notification rings inside my mind. Host, your actions trigger a hidden reward under the current task. The notice continues. Additional reward issued, Guardian Power Activation Stone. An extra reward is welcome, but chopping firewood and feeding the dog remain first. The main task matters most, yet something suddenly feels wrong. At the sealed rear mountain, the ancient barrier suddenly trembles and loosens. Something enormous presses against it from the forbidden side. At the rear mountain, disciples watch the barrier crack beneath repeated impacts. One elder turns pale and shouts, "Disaster is striking the Cultivation Sect. Gather every available fighter and reinforce the seal." Weapons rise across the slope, but the next deafening blow sends everyone stumbling backward. At the sealed Forbidden Rear Mountain, an elder braces against the shaking ground and commands, "Hold the formation. That creature must never break through this barrier or reach the sect below." At the barrier, a disciple recoils and gasps, "What kind of monster can possess such strength?" On the trembling slope, several disciples steady their weapons. Their leader points uphill and orders, "Everyone advance together. We are going up to reinforce the elders and defend the seal." Near the broken seal, a disciple thrusts his weapon forward and cries, "Behold the Qingyun sword." The creature opens its jaws and the gleaming blade vanishes inside. Before the monster, the disciple staggers backward. "It swallows my Qingyun sword whole. Everything is over." Meanwhile, my path becomes strangely difficult. I struggle along the suddenly twisted path and mutter, "Why is this road so difficult today?" Distant crashes shake the trees and frightened voices reach me from ahead. Ahead on the mountain path, a terrified disciple drops his weapon and wails, "Heaven intends to destroy the Cultivation Sect. That monster devours every attack." Others scramble downhill as he cries, "Nobody here wants to die, so why are we still standing here?" Another disciple cries out, "It has fixed its eyes on the woodcutter." I watch the creature posture before the crowd and immediately recognize the behavior. Irritation replaces concern as I mutter, "That rotten habit is acting up again. He never learns when to behave." Planting my feet, I call sharply, "Dave, get over here right now." No fooling around. The disciples despair. It is over. That boy is frightened, senseless. At the shattered barrier, several onlookers cover their faces and turn aside, unable to bear the violent end they expect for the approaching woodcutter. One of them falters. "What did he just call that beast, Dave?" At the barrier, realization sweeps through the crowd. A disciple stammers, "He is actually scolding Dave. That cannot be possible. You dare roar at me. How many times must this be explained?" I point at the debris around his mouth and warn, "Never eat random trash outside. When your stomach becomes sick, nobody around here has the skill to treat you." Holding up my hand, I command, "Spit out everything in your mouth right now. Do not make me ask twice." Glaring at him, I warn, "Eat garbage again and you get no bones. Now leave that broken seal alone." A stunned elder gapes. "Is this a dream? A dog spits out the sect treasure?" I stare at the weapon lying in the dirt and ask, "What is this supposed to be?" Folding my arms as he whimpers, I ask, "Now you act pitiful? Where is all that fierce roaring?" Behind me, a furious disciple points and shouts, "What sorcery are you using?" Everyone surround him and seize him before that monster attacks again. The sky suddenly clears. Could this be his doing? A disciple's suspicion hardens. He must have secretly learned some sorcery. Just watch me expose him. The sectmaster hurries after me, gathering his robes as he calls, "Marcus, please wait." He blocks the path and adds, "Do not leave before we properly thank you." "Don't hurry away, Marcus. This old man is Victor, master of Qingyun Sect. Please visit the master's hall for tea and something to eat." I continue walking and answer, "No time. My dog is hungry and needs feeding." "Your dog can go to the woodshed. Spirit beast meat, fruit, and wine await." "My dog won't eat your lousy things. Move aside." "Stop blocking me," Victor persists. "Then at least visit the master's hall, Marcus." Beside the path, a disciple interrupts the invitation. He bows toward the sectmaster and says, "Master, please reconsider before allowing this stranger inside. That brat must use demonic arts. He may belong to the demonic cultivation faction." The disciple grips his weapon and orders, "Seize him first. We can question him after he is restrained." As the beast follows me, a disciple calls, "Dave, why are you leaving with him too?" The sectmaster watches the beast retreat and asks, "What is wrong with that creature?" I glance back at the anxious crowd and answer, "All your shouting frightens him, so naturally he follows me home." Victor cuts him off. "Marcus is now an honored guest of Qingyun Sect. Get out." The sectmaster bows and says, "Then please honor the Cultivation Sect with your presence and accept our hospitality." The elderly master presses a hand against his chest and admits, "These old bones cannot endure that terrifying scene a second time." I watch the servants gather as Marcus the honored guest. Everyone suddenly rushes to please. Victor finally asks, "Marcus, forgive the impertinence, but who exactly are you?" "A woodcutter. 3 years in the sect and none of you know?" Normally, they act superior, never inviting me to eat or sparing me a glance. "Does the sun rise west today? Why are they all fawning over me?" I laugh at my own confusion. Even foolish cuteness is still cute. "Are you suddenly attentive because of my dog? He's just a dog. Last time, he chews half my door. I withhold full meals for 3 days." I rub my stomach and admit that I am not full. Tonight clearly requires several more servings of fresh ling ji. Marcus must be joking. "Then what about this dog?" Victor stammers. "A stray I find and keep out of pity. His name is Dave. He has a bad temper, so don't provoke him." Then he just swallows my Qingyun sword and spits it back out? He has that habit from childhood. Anything shiny makes him want to swallow it. "Your sword bores him, otherwise he chews it." "Broken, no compensation, I have no money." He disdains it. That is Qingyun Sect's supreme treasure. Then what technique do you use when scolding Dave? Victor's legs buckle from afar. My question follows. Training a dog requires techniques? I shrug. Disobey, get scolded, sit still, or get beaten. Cultivators are strange. Behind me, someone mutters, even training a dog requires techniques. Is that human speech? Don't ask me, this makes no sense. Another observer weighs it. Truly stupid or pretending. Pretending. His companion challenges him, name the wager. Their exchange stops as the elder approaches Marcus. He hesitates before me. Little friend, could the Cultivation Sect borrow this dog for several days? We want to study, no, admire it properly. Dave bares his teeth, study these instead. Believe this, one bite swallows the entire Qingyun Sect Master's Hall, foundations included. I refuse, no loan, my dog fears strangers and bites. There was a wood thief. It tore half his trouser leg away, and he fled home crying. I shake my head and complain. He cries for 3 days, and eventually, I must pay for a completely new pair of trousers. Anyway, I must go feed my dog, I'm leaving now. The elder starts after me. The elder steps forward and offers to escort me through the sect grounds. I raise one hand, stop him, and say, there is no need to follow me. I recognize the road and can return home alone. He hesitates beside the path, but I turn away before he can insist again. 3 years earlier, elsewhere, Grace breaks her engagement to a supposed failure. 3 years earlier, the former fiancé watches him leave. Doubt unsettles her as she asks, who exactly is the man I reject? Back home, I ask Dave, did you scare them away, and why was everyone terrified? Dave is an ancient beast. Everyone who sees him flees in terror. Only a plot and grievous wounds reduce such power to this state. Back at the dwelling, the ancient beast studies his weakened body and the human treating him like a pet. His thoughts churn with disbelief. A conspiracy and grievous injuries explain his lost strength, but they cannot explain this humiliating form. He circles himself, examines his paws, and wonders, how does an ancient beast become this human's dog? What exactly happens to my true body? Inside the dwelling, the ancient beast stares at his paws and cries, how does mighty ancient power become a dog? I stare at his strange behavior. Did this little dog fall and hit its head? You're so black, Dave fits you. After considering his black coat, I settle on Dave. That is his name from now on, whether he likes it or not. Dave strains. The true form won't return. Every attempt to use power fails. Something pins him down completely. What exactly is this human? Then my call interrupts. Dave, dinner. I made this especially for you. Disgust follows. What awful stuff this is. You're still picky. Caleb rewards a field after chopping 100 jin of wood. These are crops I painstakingly grow. Every grain comes from sweat upon the soil. Every grain is hard-earned. Still, Caleb is completely unreliable. He makes me chop 100 jin daily. After a month, the beginner gift finally arrives, barren land. Congratulations, 1 month of woodcutting unlocks your beginner gift, a plot of land. Caleb, explain how this counts as a reward and whether the land hides special power. Caleb hesitates. Sorry, the manual is lost. Explore it yourself. Just plant something and see. I inspect the empty soil and conclude, so this simply means I grow everything myself. This awful system cannot be trusted. Now it even adds another task. Feed the dog properly. Back in the present, I confront Caleb. System, answer me. Tell me when I upgrade into that level 10 gatekeeper, there's still a mission to complete. Eat it today, willingly or not. Dave refuses. This low-grade trash is inedible. Even a beating won't change that. One taste overturns his defiance. That was wrong. This flavor is unbelievable. This isn't ordinary lingji. It is 10,000-year purple lingji. It contains 9-turn dragon saliva incense, 1,000-year snow vegetable extract, and more. Divine beast core fragments too. Every ingredient is supreme medicine. No mortal could do this. He is clearly a walking treasury of supreme medicine, casually producing 1,000-year herbs. Moments ago, he turns up his nose at everything. Now he suddenly devours food like he is starved for 8 lifetimes. This dog's temperament is truly strange. Even brushing against me gives off the aura of supreme medicine. This is absolutely worth it. Dave's resolve hardens. This dog is serving him wholeheartedly from now on. Only after becoming a dog does a mighty ancient beast reach life's summit. One glance at him among the crowd makes becoming his dog inevitable. I watch the ancient beast wag eagerly and marvel. He actually accepts this ridiculous fate without any resistance. That silly dog stares at me as though I am a walking meat bone. Silly dog, come back to your senses. Let's go home, and I'll make you a special meal, just for you. You're dragging me the wrong way. Stop pulling there, or my pants will fall. I place the bowl down and announce, Comrade Dave, your meal is now served. This comes from the people sent by the sect leader. They call it leg meat from some 1,000-year spirit creature. Dave recoils. This passes for special food. Someone else's junk cannot replace your cooking. What do you mean you won't eat? He starts eating anyway. Pretty tasty. I nearly steal 2 bites for myself before offering the meal. My successful feeding immediately strengthens the task's remarkable result. One ancient beast is now subdued, activating 20% of the gatekeeper's pressure. Feeding a dog actually earns rewards. Is he the beast you meant? Yes, that is him. My eyes return to Dave. He hardly looks fierce. Still, the sect leader and Grace both seem terrified of him. Caleb continues. The reward is issued, first-generation special effects seeds. The host must begin planting them tomorrow, without fail or delay. You're exactly like an exploitative boss, promising everything while demanding work every day. Gatekeeper? Gatekeeper? From here, I look like nothing but a mere doorman. Call yourself the infinite exploitation boss system. A sharp warning cuts in from Caleb. Warning, warning. Insults deduct gatekeeper pressure. I shrug. Fine, deduct it. Explain what this pressure even does. You only call it powerful. The answer comes immediately, no deception. Gatekeeper pressure is formidable. A grand promise surrounds Shane. Beasts bow, the three realms submit, and even the celestial ruler offers tribute. I narrow my eyes as the extravagant promise continues. Each new description sounds less credible than the last. I count the earlier claims on my fingers, compare them with the current one, and find another contradiction. Wait, I say, cutting the explanation short. Last time, the time before that, and this time, you give me three completely different answers. Which one am I supposed to believe? Tomorrow, Caleb's conflicting claims face my personal test. Gripping the strange seeds, I declare, tomorrow, I see exactly what these rotten seeds from Caleb can grow in that field. Elsewhere, Luke spots me approaching the sealed Forbidden Rear Mountain. Unbelievable, he still dares to go there. That place seals thousand-year demon rulers and ancient beasts. Is he seeking death? No, he must be practicing some demonic cultivation or sorcery, in secret. Near the sealed Forbidden Rear Mountain, the suspicious outer disciple watches me approach and tightens his grip on his weapon. He whispers, this time, I expose undeniable evidence that he secretly practices demonic cultivation. Inside the forbidden area, this rotten system's farming task is driving me mad. Caleb's condition still rings in my mind. The land has been abandoned too long, fail to cultivate it, and merit will be deducted. Why does this forest feel so eerie today? It never usually feels like this. What is this thing, and who drew such a strangely attractive picture all over the rocks ahead? Dave balks. Ahead lies a thousand-year demon ruler's lair, home to this beast's mortal enemy. A fight waits ahead, but no food means no strength. Going there is impossible, even if death is the alternative. The seal is broken. This beast wants neither its mortal enemy nor battle. I coax him, easy. Don't move around. My field is ahead. Once it's planted, I'll stew meat. I keep walking toward the field and announce, I am planting directly above that lair. Meat, right now. Dave protests. I warn, stop moving, this forest is huge. I catch his collar before he can bolt into the trees. Stop running, I warn. If you disappear in this enormous forest, where am I supposed to find you? Stay beside me and keep moving toward the field. I release him, point ahead, and urge him onward. Within the forbidden forest, Adam relies on the demon ruler's protection and bullies every weaker creature nearby. He claims the best territory, seizes their offerings, and expects none of them to resist. That confidence disappears when he notices me approaching through the trees. Adam emerges from the trees carrying honey and carefully places it before me. I inspect the unexpected tribute and wonder why this normally overbearing bear suddenly behaves with such consideration. It almost asked of ended fours, which is exercise abounds. Is this pants meant to dismiss a beggar? Adam, you dare fool your gatekeeper. This thousand-year spirit herb strengthens the body, cleanses the meridians, and suits master. Animecaps has where a carbonzon, which working 9 about the fording and number of contrasects. The beast points toward the deeper forest and commands, summon every underling and bring their tributes immediately. Nobody keeps the gatekeeper waiting. He bares his teeth at the trembling crowd. Arrive before patience ends, or the killing begins. Apparently, every beast here politely kowtows upon seeing me. I survey the forest and find fruit, herbs, honey, and rare materials spread everywhere beneath the trees. Even the beasts understand exactly how to handle themselves. From the watching crowd, a beast stares at Shane and asks, are they truly currying favor with a human? One beast scoffs, he's only an ancient beast. You were all arrogant before, but now, everyone has become a lapdog. No chance of joining you. Ryan will hear about this immediately. Once he arrives, everything changes. That ancient beast will have every last drop of his blood drained. Then every useless turncoat here gets dealt with too. Elsewhere, the reporting subordinate's legs weaken whenever he approaches the demon ruler's cave. Inside the lair, the demon lord blocks the reporting subordinate's path. The intruder's shaking legs nearly give way beneath him. Ryan steps forward, murderous pressure filling his lair. He fixes the intruder with a cold glare. You dare enter my cave without permission. Are you deliberately seeking death? The subordinate blurts, this is urgent, an enormous matter. Ryan demands, what happened? Dave has invaded our territory with a mortal and is collecting protection money. Adam, the demon wolves, all of them kneel and become obedient lapdogs. Dave calls you worthless and insists an old debt still remains unpaid. He has come to collect the principal with interest, and he also threatens something worse this time. Ryan interrupts, what does he threaten? He plans to capture your majesty as a mount for his master. He claims riding out on a demon king would make his master look prestigious. Ryan erupts. Dave dares claim that? He is plainly the one still owing the debt. He comes looking before being sought. Let's see what he can do. Let's see what skills Dave has gained over these years. This reward is yours. It will strengthen you. When fighting starts, do not disgrace your king. That debt with Dave needs settling once and for all. Move aside. Back in the forest, I catch a rich fragrance drifting between the trees. My anger briefly fades as the delicious aroma draws me deeper into the grove. This smells even better than the 1,000-year spirit deer leg the sect leader sent. Dave, come smell it. The dog never comes when I call. I scan the surrounding trees, but nothing moves nearby. Where has that foolish dog gone now? Elsewhere, the female companion's presence draws steadily closer. The ancient beast stiffens as danger approaches his master. I must stop her before she reaches him. He rushes forward to intercept her. The woman recognizes him. Isn't this Dave, the mighty ancient beast? Those forelegs scurry like a mouse's, yet now you serve a mere mortal as his dog. Elsewhere, the female companion admits, without seeing this personally, nobody could believe it. The ancient beast recognizes the female companion and immediately scowls. He plants himself across her path. So it is you again, you crazy woman? She fixes him with a hard stare. Dave, answer one thing. Do you willingly degrade yourself? Or does that mortal possess something truly special? You call him master, then dare threaten to capture me as his mount? Dave brightens. A mount. Now that's a good idea. The female companion freezes. What? The ancient beast dismisses her with a contemptuous snort. Even beside my master, you never receive that opportunity. The ancient beast bares his teeth. You receive no opportunity. You simply do not qualify. The female companion's expression hardens instantly. She levels a furious stare at the ancient beast. You dare say that I am unworthy? Her anger flares. Your debt to me remains unsettled. Yet you come here first to humiliate me. Fine. Today, old hatred and new resentment get settled together? Dave scoffs. A good man avoids fighting women, so he avoids your territory. Avoiding you doesn't mean fear, so stop throwing accusations around. The ancient beast recoils at the accusation. Stop inventing debts. What could I possibly owe you? The female companion accepts the challenge. Very well. Today your cries ring out from this beating. The female companion advances with one palm raised. Enough nonsense. Today you cannot escape my grasp. A subordinate joins her. My lord, help has arrived. She approves. Excellent. Together, we attack from both sides. He has no chance. Dave swears up. This fight is never necessary. Since you insist on bringing that out, expect no mercy. The female companion watches her reinforcement arrive, then nods with satisfaction. Good. That is finally more like it. Otherwise, word spreads that someone bothers fighting a mere dog. The female companion folds her arms and scoffs. Without proper assistance, fighting a mere dog only stains my reputation. I cannot even bring myself to strike. The subordinate strains against the ancient beast, but every desperate effort fails. His confidence collapses as the beast remains completely unmoved. He twists toward Ryan and shouts, "My lord, this brute is far too strong. I cannot restrain him any longer." The female companion cuts off the subordinate's frantic complaint with one sharp, contemptuous glare. Ryan dismisses the struggling subordinate. Useless fool. Stand aside and witness my 7-colored demon lotus. The ancient beast recognizes the gathering energy immediately. 7 colors twist together above the female companion's palm, condensing into a radiant lotus. Its violent pressure shakes every nearby tree. As the radiant lotus hurtles closer, the ancient beast lowers his stance. Genuine killing power fills it. She is finally serious. He opens his jaws instead of retreating. The female companion watches the radiant lotus vanish inside the ancient beast's mouth. The surrounding light disappears with it. She stares at his calm face, unable to accept what she sees. Then she asks through clenched teeth, "How does my lotus taste?" The ancient beast chews thoughtfully before swallowing. He gives his honest judgment. Not bad, it is merely a little spicy. She recoils in disbelief. You dare swallow my 7-colored demon lotus? One lotus is nothing. Let's see how many you can swallow. The subordinate coils around Dave. He's restrained. Strike now. The female companion sees her subordinate trying to overpower the ancient beast directly. She snaps, "Are you stupid? Brute force cannot defeat someone like him." Seeing Dave's overwhelming strength, the female companion shouts to her struggling subordinate, "Stop forcing it. Brute strength alone cannot injure him." The female companion studies the ancient beast's immovable body. Raw power rolls from him, denser than before. Narrowing her eyes, she says, "You have grown much stronger." The subordinate pulls with all his strength, yet the ancient beast never shifts. Panic replaces determination. He will not move. He will not move at all. Are you playing with me? The female companion sees the attack closing around Dave. Concern breaks through her anger and she urgently calls, "Dave! Dave, answer me!" Concern settles across the female companion's face. She watches the ancient beast carefully, fearing that the latest attack has finally injured him. Dave's fierce concern for his mortal master catches the demon lord's attention. Such loyalty toward Shane seems strange, especially from an ancient beast of terrifying strength. He decides to see this human for himself. The demon lord's curiosity quickly becomes hungry interest. He circles the ancient beast while considering the unseen mortal. What makes that human so special? Could his flesh taste unusually delicious? The possibility makes the demon lord eager to investigate personally. Before me stands what looks like a living rainbow. This forest truly is strange. Every beast here flatters shamelessly. A living rainbow no longer seems remarkable in this strange forest. Still, that familiar dog appears trapped within the commotion. I quicken my pace. Something must have happened to him. The demon lord turns toward Dave with predatory interest. Ancient power gathers around the colorful little body, making the forest tremble. You willingly accept a mortal as your master, so this king will make you my snack. Dave bares his teeth, but the demon lord continues circling him. After I devour you, I will tear open that human's heart and inspect it myself. Then I will learn whether your precious master is true. The ancient beast accepts Shane as master, becoming the demon lord's chosen prey. Ryan intends to inspect the human heart for himself. Before the demon lord can carry out the threat, golden power suddenly crashes down. The brilliant force swallows the clearing and crushes every trace of resistance. Trees bow beneath the pressure while loose stones rise from the ground. The demon lord's gathered magic collapses instantly. His imposing body shrinks as the golden light coils around him. Color drains from his fur until only white remains. A moment later, a tiny... Ryan cannot understand what just struck him. This is wrong. From my perspective, the strange scene resembles defeating a powerful boss. Instead of treasure, the defeated creature appears to drop two pets into my path. One is the dog I already know. The other is a furious white cat glaring at everything nearby. Dave sees the cause clearly. Your magic backfires, and this is your punishment. Ryan whirls on the ancient beast, humiliation sharpening every word. His tiny body makes the fury seem almost absurd. Shut your mouth, you bastard. Get up immediately. He claws helplessly at the grass. If this king cannot regain his true form, I will hold you responsible forever. Then I find Dave. Dave, I thought some beast carried you away. My heart nearly bursts from panic. My frantic pursuit has brought me all the way here, yet you're hiding in this grove, completely absorbed in fighting a stray cat. The ancient beast rushes toward me and blocks my path. Master, that is Ryan, the demon king who wants your heart. Run now and save yourself. The warning passes me by. This other creature looks equally pitiful. You're another homeless little thing, aren't you? You only cry so fiercely because people bullied you before. Its whole body is filthy, and it looks terribly thin. Don't be afraid. From now on, your big brother protects you. Ryan reels at the offer. Protect this king? The demon lord cannot comprehend the stammering mortal's earnest offer. A mere human is offering protection to a mighty thousand-year demon king. Ryan suspects the earlier golden light must have damaged the mortal's brain. The ancient beast seizes his chance to gloat. Is this really the imposing Ryan? We separate briefly, and you reduce yourself to this adorably foolish state. The mockery continues. That fur actually suits you better than being a demon king. I make my offer. Come with me and you'll eat your fill every day. Just look at Dave. He was miserable when I found him. Now he's plump and thriving beside me. Doesn't he look fortunate and lovable? Follow me and you'll share everything. Whenever I have food, you get meat too. The ancient beast understands my promise. The offer threatens to divide everything Dave currently enjoys. Dave realizes his own success is being used to win over this crazy woman. His private meals, exclusive jerky, and all of my affection are suddenly at stake. The creature is completely white. From now on, you're Snowy. It's simple, memorable, and cute. The demon lord stares at his white paws in disbelief. That childish new name buries every trace of his former dignity. He cannot comprehend how anyone dares rename this king so casually. This king is the seven-colored demon lord, commander of countless demon subjects. Yet the grand title has been replaced with Snowy, of all names. The humiliation cuts deeper than any wound. The demon lord once commands countless subjects and terrifies entire territories. Now a mortal holds him like a harmless kitten and gives him an embarrassingly cute name. Even the ancient beast's earlier insults seem mild beside this disgrace. He struggles to recover his authority, but his tiny paws only make every threat appear ridiculous. Anger burns through him as the dog watches nearby with obvious amusement. The cat and dog glare at each other instinctively. Within moments, their hostility erupts into snarling and furious accusations. Neither willingly yields an inch, as though becoming companions is completely impossible. Too busy arguing with Dave, the cat has exposed himself. Surely Shane suspects something now. I examine the little cat more closely, but nothing about him appears dangerous. His soft white fur is badly ruffled, and his tiny body shakes with anger. To me, those fierce noises sound like frightened protests from an animal that has endured too much bullying. Those tiny, pitiful eyes make him look badly bullied by Dave. Don't be afraid, little cat. If Dave ever bullies you again, come tell me. I'll beat him for you. The cat knows Dave is a 1,000-year-old demon. Enough, enough. My luck is surprisingly good today. Going out to find Dave, I somehow pick up a cat as well. It is practically buy one, get one free, let's hurry home. Tonight, we celebrate the newest member of our family with a huge feast. Tonight's feast is mine to cook. The two creatures immediately grow interested. The cat perks up, he can cook, and it already sounds delicious. The ancient beast cuts in sharply. Crazy woman, stay away from my master. The ancient beast plants himself before the female companion. Remembering the meals at home, he snarls, do not even consider stealing the delicious food from my bowl. Every bite belongs to me. The sky clears, and the mist disperses through the forest. It looks beautiful. Time to farm. The pleasant weather puts me in a better mood. My earlier desire to slack off completely vanishes beneath the clear sky. Caleb, here I come. Get ready to watch me work like an ox. Ryan recoils. What? Turning this king into this stupid shape is not enough? Now this king must follow that human into the fields and farm. Ryan is the mighty rainbow demon king who commands countless lesser creatures. The little creature keeps snarling and showing tiny teeth. I cannot find the display frightening. His stubborn efforts to appear dangerous only make him seem more endearing and painfully insecure. You must act this fierce because you've wandered alone too long without feeling safe. I lower my voice and gently stroke his fur. Do not be afraid. Nothing will hurt you now. Gently stroking the little cat, I promise. From now on, you have me. You will never suffer another grievance. Your days of wandering are over. Ryan erupts. You shameless human. This is a demon king, not some stray cat. This king will never become your pet, like that fawning Dave. The cat twists furiously inside my arms, kicking every tiny paw. His sharp claws wave through empty air, while I keep him securely against my chest. Release this king immediately, he roars. I gently pat his head, assuming terror drives his resistance. The touch only enrages him further. Stop touching this king's head. Remove that filthy hand, or I will chop it off. His threats sound fierce, but Dave protests. Master, pet my head too. You cannot forget your old favorite after finding someone new. I mistake the cat's rage for fear. You must have suffered terribly while wandering. No wonder you feel unsafe. That reaction is perfectly normal. It's all right now. From now on, I'm your family, and I'll make you feel completely safe. Ryan bristles beneath my hand. How dare you touch this king's head? One swing of this paw will chop that hand clean off. Don't you understand? Dave, will you really stand there and watch this happen? The ancient beast watches helplessly as I give the struggling cat another gentle pat. Jealousy and disbelief spread across his face, yet he does nothing to intervene. I smooth the cat's ruffled fur and praise him softly. Good boy, you are safe now. Once the field is planted, I'll take you home and cook something delicious. Then I call back to Dave. Stay close and keep up with us. I hold the little cat securely and warn him, do not wander away again. Still trapped against my chest, the white cat struggles violently. He twists toward me and protests, no one wants your cooking. Release this king immediately, foolish human. The system-granted farm plot lies ahead. I have not tended it for ages. The system-granted plot looks noticeably different when I approach. Its dark soil stretches farther than before, and faint warmth rises from every newly expanded section. The soil grows and expands by itself, renewing forever without depletion. This divine soil nourishes every living thing without ever exhausting itself. What excellent earth! It feels unusually soft beneath my fingers, and even carries warmth. I crumble the warm soil between my fingers. Whatever enters this ground seems destined to produce an astonishing harvest. Even more startling, dense spiritual energy saturates the entire plot. Every breath feels unusually refreshing, and faint light moves beneath the warm soil like flowing water. I open the packet Caleb provides and study its contents. The seeds shine with a rich golden glow, looking more like precious beans than anything meant for ordinary soil. I roll one between my fingers. Are these really the seeds Caleb gives me? Looking between the radiant seed and fertile soil, I find nothing ordinary. Lingji, with soil and seeds like these, what exactly grows here? The planted seed shoots upward unbelievably fast, as though time itself accelerates. Can this be Supreme Lingji, the golden leaf spirit pearl unseen for millennia? Golden light glimmers across every leaf, confirming its impossibly exalted grade. The little cat stares as I use divine soil to grow a legendary golden pearl. What kind of existence is she? Impossible. This cannot be happening. Absolutely impossible. A mortal cannot possess divine soil or cultivate such Lingji. Unless she is not mortal, but she plainly is. How can both be true? She has no spiritual power, yet that golden light forced this king into his true form. Could this woman be a manifested deity? No, that cannot be right. Nearby, another pet grows jealous. Is she really about to monopolize master's affection? Not bad at all. This harvest is a huge win. Is it edible? I'll cook some leaves. Behind me, Ryan wonders, who is she? She commands divine soil, Lingji, and golden light that restores this king's true form. No ordinary mortal can do that. This deserves a much closer look. The little cat studies me from head to toe. His sharp gaze follows every movement, searching for hidden power beneath my ordinary appearance. I continue tending the field, unaware of his suspicion. Nothing he sees explains the golden light or miraculous harvest, so his curiosity only deepens. The real question is not who she is, but what she is. We reach home, and I finally set everyone down. Alright, off you go. From now on, this is your home. Go get familiar with the place. The newcomer surveys everything. So this thatched hut is this king's territory. A mighty, 7-colored demon king, reduced to living in such a place. The little cat keeps staring at the crude thatched hut. This miserable dwelling is apparently his new territory, yet nothing about it suits the dignity he claims. Ryan stands frozen before the thatched hut, unable to accept what awaits him. The walls lean unevenly, the roof looks fragile, and the entire dwelling seems smaller than his former sleeping chamber. He circles it once, searching for some hidden palace or grand courtyard. Nothing appears. This humble shelter truly is the home he must share with a mortal and an irritating ancient beast. I tease Ryan, "You're so clingy. One moment apart and you already miss me." Ryan stiffens. "No one misses you, this king is only monitoring you." The ancient beast immediately blocks the cat's path. Jealousy fills his warning. "You are here, but stay away from my master. You will never steal my master's affection." At home, I lift the lid and announce, "Today we welcome our new companion, so everyone gets an extra dish. Come taste it while it is hot." The rich fragrance rolls across the table. The demon king raises his head, sniffs twice, and blurts, "What kind of food smells this incredible?" I point toward the steaming pot. Caleb gives me a strange seed and it grows into this tender sprout. I only add one small piece, yet its fragrance fills the whole room. Even before tasting it, everyone is already staring at the pot. A single tiny sprout makes the entire meal smell irresistible. Ryan silently steels himself. "Stay strong. You're a demon king. You cannot bow for a few measures of rice." Ryan clings desperately to his remaining demon king pride. I set the final dish on the table. Steam curls above every bowl. Then I clap my hands and call, "Dinner is ready. Come eat while everything is hot." After arranging the bowls, I wave everyone closer. "Come and eat. There is plenty for everyone." The others hurry over, while the proud newcomer stays apart and ignores the tempting fragrance. The demon king turns his face aside and refuses. Not interested. This king does not crave human food. "Stop staring and come eat. I prepared your share too." Beside the table, the demon king realizes that my invitation includes him. His ears twitch, but pride keeps his paws planted. Thus imikos, experimentiting this is exercising this is ixine, but are imitates. What divine flavor is this? The rich aroma fills the air. Not even, with the most of in, os, rilios, ismos, and not even. I watch bowls, paws, and chopsticks collide across the table. Food vanishes faster than I can serve it. I raise my voice over the commotion and order, "Stop fighting over every bite." There is enough for everyone. Slow down before you choke. Beside the crowded table, the demon king watches me with growing unease. This troublesome human cooks irresistible food, commands an ancient beast, and carries a golden power that crushes his magic. Every attempt at resistance ends with him trapped in this harmless little body. A mysterious golden light can force him back into his original form. The legendary soil also grows exceptionally high-grade spiritual mushrooms, which become this astonishing meal. This irresistible taste shatters every last trace of Ryan's resistance. Across 1,000 years, Ryan encounters countless experts and countless people coveting him, yet nobody treats him this way, unaware of his identity or true strength. The human simply treats Ryan kindly, names him, cooks, and strokes his head. Your wandering days are over. Following this human suddenly seems worthwhile. It beats spending every day scheming and fearing danger in the demon realm. Being a pet is nothing shameful. Even that powerful being cited is somebody's pet. At the table, the demon king licks the last trace from his bowl. He hates admitting defeat, but my cooking tastes better than every treasure he has eaten. Another serving suddenly matters more than his wounded pride. Ryan reaches his decision and declares, "From now on, Shane, you are this king's master." The demon king plants himself before me, bares his small teeth, and vows, "Master, anyone who dares touch you answers to this king. I will tear that enemy apart first." Seeing him stare, I offer more. "You still look hungry. There is some left in the pot." I see the demon king finally approach without baring his teeth. His guarded eyes remain proud, but the hostility inside them fades. Relief loosens the tightness in my chest. I crouch beside his bowl and gently refill it. He neither swipes at my hand nor retreats. Instead, he watches each spoonful fall. Later, Luke confronts me. "With witnesses and evidence, today you answer for your crimes." I hold my ground. Even if I err, since when does an outer disciple judge this cultivation sect? The sect master personally invites me to share his meal. If I deserve punishment, the sect master comes personally. "What are you, Luke?" Before the gathered disciples, the accuser's face twists with fury. He points at me and spits, "You shameless bastard, how dare you question my authority here? You demonic cultivator, collude with a monster. No master is needed, seize him." His followers close in. "Kill him on the spot if he dares resist." The disciples seize both my arms before I can step back. Their leader smiles with open satisfaction and says, "Let us see how arrogant you remain now." Rough hands force mine behind my back. I test the restraint, but nothing answers my effort. Confusion surges through me. What is happening? Why can I not resist them? I search desperately for the familiar current inside me. Nothing moves through my body. I stare at my bound hands and demand, where is my spiritual power? One sudden transmigration apparently leaves me completely helpless. Transmigrating even lets me experience the privilege of being bound hand and foot. I twist my wrists and pull against the ropes. The knots respond by biting deeper into my skin. Every movement tightens them further, so I stop struggling and force myself to breathe. Behind the carriage, Ryan curses. Damn these useless short legs. Behind the moving carriage, the Demon King races along the road on painfully short legs. He remembers crossing 10 yards with one effortless stride. Now his paws churn through dust while the carriage keeps pulling away. Humiliation burns hotter with every frantic step, and he curses this tiny body under his breath. Behind the carriage, Ryan realizes that entering Shane's range suppresses his magic. Without that power, his short legs cannot close the distance. That suppression, not short legs, is why they cannot catch the carriage. On the dusty road, the Demon King hears the beast mocking his pace. Pride immediately overwhelms his exhaustion. He bares his teeth and snaps, "What else could explain this? Do you truly believe this king cannot outrun one miserable broken carriage when his magic remains intact?" My captor explains, "After swallowing snake venom, demonic energy remains inside your body. Even the sect master's personal inspection will identify the residue as demonic cultivation. They will condemn you as a demonic cultivator." Inside the carriage, my captor folds his arms confidently. He studies my weakening position and delivers his verdict with a cold smile. "This time, you are unquestionably dead. Nobody can save you now." I touch the strange residue to my tongue and wait. Nothing burns, stings, or tastes bitter. I glance at my captor and say, "This stuff has no flavor at all. Is that supposed to happen?" My captor stares. "Why is there no reaction? That's snake venom. It should kill instantly, yet I cannot even taste it." I connect the venom, the ropes, and our destination. Their scheme finally becomes obvious. I look directly at my captors and ask, "So your people poison me, bind me, and plan to feed me to that snake? That is your brilliant arrangement?" Their leader snaps, "Gag him and stuff the boy into a sack." Inside the carriage, their leader gestures toward the sack and sneers, "Stuff that eyesore inside, then we will not have to look at him." A subordinate bows, answers, "Yes sir," and immediately reaches for me. Dave prods Ryan. "Isn't that snake demon your subordinate? You raised this menace, so handle it." Ryan bristles. "Stop bothering me. You don't get to tell this king what to do." At the roadside, the Demon King ignores the beast's impatient complaints. He faces a thick tree, fills his chest, and confidently announces, "First, this king will blow down that tree for you. Once you witness my strength, you will understand why rushing is unnecessary." At the roadside, the Demon King plants his paws and raises his chin. The ancient beast circles impatiently behind him. Refusing to hurry, the Demon King fixes his gaze ahead. "Stop rushing me. Stand there and watch this king demonstrate real power." Inside the demon snake's cave, a junior kneels before the waiting lord. He pushes a bound sack forward, bows deeply, and reports, "My lord, this disciple brings you a nourishing tribute. The offering is one vigorous mortal, filled with enough vitality to satisfy your appetite." The vigorous mortal offered to nourish him is me. Ryan approves. "You understand tribute. Take this refined venom as your reward." It is Ryan's personally refined, enhanced snake venom. The junior repeatedly bows. "Thank you, Lord Ryan." Inside the cave, the junior clutches the enhanced venom and bows toward Ryan. He says, "Thank you, Lord Ryan. With this, first place in the sect tournament belongs to this disciple. Grace will belong to this disciple, and so will the sect leadership." Outside, Dave snarls, "That bastard trying to hurt Master will be torn apart. Act now." Charging inside only leaves us useless beside Master. Outside the cave, Dave freezes at Shane's warning. He looks toward the entrance and asks, "Then what can we do?" Dave notices Ryan is neither anxious nor hurried. "Why aren't you worried?" Ryan remains calm. "Relax. With this king here, no demon can hurt Master." Inside the cave, I hear distant arguing beyond the entrance. My captor scowls toward the sound, grips my shoulder, and growls, "What is making that noise out there?" Inside the cave, my captor turns from the noise and shoves me forward. Pointing toward the Snake Lord, he sneers, "You are about to be eaten. Stop seeking an escape." The Snake Lord coils around me and lowers his enormous head. His tongue flicks near my face as he warns, "Being eaten by this lord is your blessing. Stay still and accept it." Inside the cave, the Snake Lord opens his jaws above me and declares, "This lord will grant you a quick death." Before he can strike, the Demon King steps into view. He fixes the snake with a cold stare and asks, "Look carefully. Do you recognize this king?" The snake stiffens before answering. Dave presses the stunned captor. "You recognize him?" I ask, "Do you know me?" The captor hurriedly denies it. "Never seen you." Ooh. Yet his mind flashes back. That beast's claw sent this lord through 3 trees. Survival was sheer luck. If he learns his master is captive, death follows. Ryan bares his teeth and warns, touch one hair on Shane, and this king annihilates you completely. Ryan continues, your soul scatters forever, and even reincarnation will remain beyond your reach. The captor trembles. Demon King, what did you say? Since when does he become your master too? Inside the cave, the captor stares between Dave and Shane. Dave calls Shane master, while the Demon King claims the same master. Inside the cave, the captor realizes the ancient beast and Ryan both serve Shane. Inside the cave, my captor points at me with a trembling hand. What exactly is this human? This scene grows more absurd by the second. Why is the snake suddenly so respectful? I ask, can you tell me what exactly is happening here? Inside the cave, the snake lowers his head and hides his terror behind exaggerated humility. He presses himself against the ground and answers, this humble servant is merely an enhanced venom beast, honored guest. I would never intentionally offend someone as formidable as you. Yet his true impulse is vicious. This lord only wants to give you an enhanced beating. I stare at the suddenly obedient python. Nothing about this complete reversal makes any sense to me. Somehow, the giant python now seems completely terrified of me. Instead of making me recoil, he is the one shrinking back. He is supposed to eat me, yet something has clearly changed. To Ryan, Dave's master is also master of this demon lord. One terrible consequence grips him. Eat him, and this lord becomes snake soup tomorrow. His tune changes completely. This is all a misunderstanding, a colossal misunderstanding. Please take no offense. His fury turns toward Luke. That bastard actually sends this terrifying master straight into this lord's hands. Is that not a deliberate attempt to get this lord killed? His revenge is already decided. Just wait. This lord will tear him apart and feed him to the bats. Then the fawning resumes. My lord, your face is covered in dirt. Those damned villains even dare to stuff someone as revered as you inside a sack. The anxious attention continues. Are you frightened or uncomfortable anywhere? Would you like this lord to prepare a bowl of calming soup? More offers follow without pause. Tea, a fan, or a shoulder massage, my lord. Have I crossed into some bizarre workplace for professional bootlickers? Ryan presents his treasures. This is millennial lingji, a sacred healing medicine and refined dark iron. They are precious cultivation materials, and everyone is offered to you. The Snake Lord pushes every treasure toward me and bows. Choose anything you please, honored guest. Better still, take them all. Nothing here matters more than earning your forgiveness. Is something wrong with this snake's head? Moments ago he wants me dead, and now he starts showering me with tribute. Handle your private grudges later, send me out. My pets must be worried. Certainly, my lord. Sit while this lord opens the way. Ride this lord's back, the flight is steady. I step away from the lowered back and answer, no thank you, I prefer walking by myself. Stepping outside, I squint beneath the bright sky. Warm daylight replaces the cave's damp darkness. Fresh air clears the foul smell from my lungs as I straighten my clothes. Several steps into daylight, I stop abruptly. Beasts of every shape crowd the clearing and stare at me. Some bow while others remain still. Scanning them, I ask, what is happening here? Is this a beast convention? Ryan looks across the gathering and tells Shane, they sense the extraordinary power surrounding your body. That power compels every one of their instincts to submit. Across the clearing, the assembled beasts lower their heads together. Their united voices shake the trees as they shout, Master is mighty. Ryan boasts, see? The great master this lord follows commands this much respect. Elsewhere, the scheming disciple sits within the Demon King's territory. Dark energy circles his body as he celebrates the gains from his new allegiance and anticipates surpassing every rival. His time under Ryan produces an immediate transformation. Inside the secluded chamber, the disciple throws back his head and laughs. He shouts, my cultivation surges by an enormous margin. His ambition swells further. The sect tournament and grace are both mine. Sooner or later, the entire cultivation sect will also belong to this lord. He dismisses his rival. That useless man is probably already inside the snake's belly. Luke's laughter continues. Later, my surroundings become even more crowded. At home, I remember the scheming disciple's hostility and review the approaching tournament. He will certainly exploit that public contest to cause trouble, discredit me, or arrange another attack while everyone is watching. I clench my fists while considering the tournament. My enemy already prepares another scheme, yet I still lack a spiritual root. Without cultivation, I cannot match his strength or protect myself when he finally attacks. Kicking the dirt, I curse, damn it, how am I supposed to fight like this? A sudden voice fills my head. Straightening, I ask, why are you back so quickly? Subduing a great demon, activating the wilderness, and planting Lingji all accumulate task points. These rewards should have been settled earlier. Caleb falters before giving his excuse. He has simply been on vacation, sunbathing beside the sea for several days. He only returns today and hurriedly begins calculating my accumulated rewards. Caleb's excuse leaves me incredulous. You're a system, yet you even take annual leave? The sisters, with the fiery COCs, The system announces, first, your gatekeeper pressure increases to 50% of its full strength. Lingji maturity rises by 300%. Spiritual root repair eligibility is now unlocked. Spiritual root repair? Does that mean herbs grown here can repair my spiritual root? A final instruction reaches me from the system. Visit the field tomorrow morning, host. What grows there explains how your spiritual root recovers. Rewards delivered. Vacation continues. Bye. He disappears before my urgent wait. At dawn in the field, the gathered followers stare at the transformed crop. Leaves shimmer with dense spiritual energy, and every stalk carries a fragrance that clears their minds. One follower kneels beside the plants, but hesitates to touch them. He exclaims, "This miracle must also be bestowed by Master." Another, "Long live Master. This spirit herb possesses an astonishingly high rank." One servant declares, "Even a 1,000-year demon like me has never smelled one before." Still unable to comprehend it, he turns toward me. "Master, how exactly do you accomplish something like this here?" Caleb claims this can repair my spiritual root. Do I just eat it directly? The pair already start eating. You two certainly don't stand on ceremony. One rejoices. To think this lifetime finally brings unlimited spirit herbs of this rank. Back in the demon realm, 1,000-year dragon Lingji made me fight 3 great demons until we were bloodied. Now we can eat them freely. Master's generosity is truly staggering. In the field, one follower raises a freshly gathered herb and calls toward the house. "Master, may we truly eat treasures this precious whenever we please." Master truly is no ordinary mortal. Following Master means enjoying the finest food and drink. I bite into one crisp leaf and chew slowly. Its mild sweetness reminds me of fresh spinach. Then warmth surges through my limbs. I widen my eyes and exclaim, "It is a little sweet, like spinach." Whoa. Fresh strength surges to my muscles as I flex my hands. Stepping into the open field, I say, my strength increases again. Time to test it with a short run. Slowing to a stop, I test my stronger limbs again. Relief replaces suspicion. Caleb finally proves reliable. He truly does not deceive me. My attention returns to the hungry pair. Across the field, the pair devours handful after handful. Their enthusiasm flatters me, but their stomachs have limits. Pointing toward the crop, I warn, "You two, slow down. Do not upset your stomachs by eating everything at once." A woman's startled cry cuts across the rows. She rushes over, kneels beside the nearest vine, and examines its glowing leaves. Disbelief turns to reverence. Raising her head, she shouts. Another exclamation follows immediately. "This is the heavenly vine, the legendary heavenly vine." The unfamiliar name puzzles me. What is it, and can it be eaten? A servant immediately explains, "This is an ancient divine object. Legend says the heavenly vine connects heaven and earth, reaching across the 3 realms. Yet it vanished 10,000 years ago. Impossible. This is absolutely impossible. The heavenly vine requires chaos energy for nourishment and the source of heaven and earth for birth. How can it possibly grow inside this wilderness region? Unless there is another explanation. Unless the golden light surrounding Master is the key. Perhaps it is something even more primordial than chaos energy. It was also Bibanus is of and Mygardes, and the most of use, it is Stonus, and the most abuse, it is Onus and most abuse is oh, how does this appear here? It is oh, whispers, how does this appear here? Why is it already connected to heaven? The woman studies the vine. Only an ancient divine body can awaken this root, linking heaven and earth. It draws spiritual energy, absorbing the essence from every living thing around it. No wonder every beast and demon submits before the power resting upon him. That golden light is more primordial than chaos energy, powerful enough to awaken it. Someone who awakens the heavenly vine can never be an ordinary mortal, Master. Beside the vine, the woman studies her unseen master. She murmurs, "Master, who are you?" Her companion finally snaps, "Crazy woman, you have stared at that thing forever. Tell me what is happening." The woman touches the luminous root and says, "This heavenly vine is Master's spiritual root." Her companion objects, "But Master had no spiritual root before." The woman answers, "His root was never ordinary. It is the heavenly vine itself. It connects heaven and earth while drawing spiritual power from every living thing. Now that it awakens, Master's true power finally begins awakening. Then all Master's previous heaven-defined feats were merely an appetizer." Beside the awakening vine, the woman folds her arms. She tells her companion, "Exactly, remain patient and watch. What follows will surpass everything we have witnessed." Beside the vine, one companion stiffens. She asks, "Do you feel that approaching presence?" At the Cultivation Sect's central arena, ceremonial bells ring. The grand competition officially begins, and disciples crowd around the raised platform. Disciples from every peak enter the platform in order. The officiant calls them forward. At the central arena, the officiant raises one hand. He declares, "Victory ends each match. Deliberate injury is forbidden." A disciple immediately leaps onto the platform. He draws his weapon, scans the challengers, and calls, "Who comes next? Step forward and face me." Around the arena, unease spreads among the watching disciples. One spectator mutters, "Something is wrong here." Beside the arena, a spectator studies the fighter's movements. He warns, that technique carries the unmistakable aura of demon blood. At the platform's edge, another disciple recognizes the technique. He points at the fighter and shouts, that art does not belong to the Cultivation Sect's inheritance. The accusation silences the surrounding spectators and draws every gaze toward the platform. Sorry, that strike got away from me. A spectator recoils. Those moves are lethal. That black energy in his palm, what technique is that? Another disciple silences them. Enough. If he hears us, we will all die. Luke faces the leader. Victory is mine. Honor the rules and your promise. You must now fulfill that promise and grant me Grace's hand in marriage. Before the sect leader, the challenger thrusts out his hand. He demands, give her to me. The leader cuts him off. Luke, mention this no more. Grace's engagement stands. Our sect owes her fiancé. Grace was misled into acting impulsively. We cannot cancel the engagement just because she demanded it in one impulsive moment. Doing so makes our sect unjust and brands us as ungrateful oathbreakers before everyone. You are breaking your word. You personally established the competition's rules. The leader remains firm. Rules are rules. However, Grace's engagement concerns the sect's credibility and cannot be cancelled lightly. Otherwise, outsiders will view our cultivation sect as a gathering of faithless oath-breakers. Luke scoffs. A faithless man has no right to lead the sect. Faithless, sect leader? Age has truly clouded your judgment. You cling to a dead man's engagement. You completely ignore the sect's future. That worthless disciple should already be dead. He is nothing and has no right to even compete with me. And you, Grace, when he was still worthless, you were the first to reject him. Now, he no longer seems quite so useless, and suddenly, you hesitate. Nearby, a cold observer watches her hesitation. He says, you regret rejecting him now, don't you? Elsewhere, Luke challenges them. How do you think he suddenly became so strong? He stole demon arts, practices demonic cultivation, and colludes with demons. These eyes witnessed it. The sect leader immediately rejects him. Impossible. This old man examined him personally. His body holds no demonic energy. Instead, something else surrounds him. Something else? An elder presses. Master, you sensed his strange presence too. His aura belongs to no normal cultivator. The disciples tense. Then what is it? Something even more sinister than demonic energy. The accusation hangs over the assembled sect. Luke raises a vial. This came from his quarters. Ryan's venom is the proof. It proves his evil cultivation. Someone recoils. That venom kills with one touch. Then he truly is an evil cultivator. Another disciple falters. Was everything Luke said true? Inside the crowded arena, another disciple forces through the uproar. He raises the evidence where everyone can see it and declares, this is real. Look carefully before denying the truth again. For days, a secret investigation has been underway. Ryan's venom and a demonic cultivation manual were both found in Luke's quarters. Luke, you used Ryan's venom to force your cultivation higher. You practiced demonic arts and planted everything to frame him. The charge silences the sect. Venom's aura exactly matches your black energy. What can you possibly say now? Luke is the evil cultivator? The disciples recoil as the accusation reverses. Then everything he said was a setup. Shock races through the gathered disciples at the reversal. The sect leader fixes Luke with a hard stare. What explanation remains? Luke drops all pretense. What is there to explain? The deed was mine. So what? Yes, he was thrown into Ryan's cave. These eyes watched Ryan swallow him whole. Before the gathered sect, the outer disciple sneers at the elderly leader. He says, that man dies long ago. Not even his bones remain. His contempt no longer hides behind courtesy. Master, you are old. His open defiance leaves the gathered disciples watching in silence. At the center of the arena, the outer disciple straightens. Dark energy curls around his arms. He stares down the elderly leader and says, the weak outer disciple from those days is gone. Look carefully. The man before you now possesses power you never imagined. The watching disciples retreat as his pressure spreads. Old man, you should have yielded your place long ago. Luke no longer conceals his ambition. In your next life, remember to keep your eyes open. Never stand in a young man's way. Before he can continue, I interrupt him. Quite a lively gathering. Why was I not invited? Luke freezes at the sight of me. You're alive? That's impossible. You were clearly thrown into Ryan's cave. His certainty collapses at my return. Now you look as though you've seen a ghost, but I'm alive. I face the schemer and press my wounded side. His confidence vanishes when our eyes meet. I smile calmly and ask, you must be disappointed to see me alive. It's him. The gathered disciples finally recognize the man standing before them. I stand before the gathered disciples as suspicion turns toward me. One accuser points at my body and shouts, that aura belongs to the traitor practicing demonic cultivation. Hands tighten around weapons throughout the arena. Luke seizes his chance and commands the sect. Everyone, attack together, kill him. I step between my companions and the advancing disciples. Without looking back, I tell them, stay where you are, be careful, and do not let anyone hurt you. Rolling my shoulders, I marvel. Awakening my spiritual root truly gives me limitless strength. My companions remain aside. We need to cheer. Master is stronger than both of us combined. I hear a hostile disciple roar, "Die!" His attack tears across the platform. I plant my feet and meet the force head-on. The impact cracks the stone beneath us, yet my raised hand never moves. Silence follows the collision. Across the shattered platform, the schemer staggers backward. He stares at my unmoving hand and screams, "No, this cannot be true. I refuse to believe it." His voice rises again, but every denial sounds weaker than the last. All I do is raise one hand to block. An elder recoils. That is divine power. Around the arena, the sect disciples stare at me. One shaken spectator lowers his weapon and asks, "Who exactly is this man? Since you're so powerful, why stop now? Weren't you acting arrogant while plotting to become the sect leader? You want Grace as your wife, then plan to feed me to a snake. Luke, you cultivate demonic arts and use demon snake venom to forcefully raise your cultivation. That foul black aura clinging to your body reeks for everyone to smell. The entire sect sees it. You cannot deny the evidence now. You secretly frame me for demonic cultivation and plant Ryan's gift inside my quarters. Unfortunately for you, Grace has already investigated every last detail. I warn her beforehand to watch you closely. You truly are rotten. Helping expose you now partly redeems what she did." Around us comes a blunt verdict. Luke is utterly vicious. Unfortunately for him, his scheme has already failed. You never expect this. That giant python treats me better than its own father. It unties me, gives me treasures, and finally begs to become my underling. The denial comes instantly. "No, impossible. That snake is clearly the revered demon lord." "Clearly what? You mean the snake demon lord you faithfully worship?" "Sorry, but that demon lord worships me now." At the edge of the confrontation, a commanding voice stops every weapon. The ninth princess strides through the crowd and declares, "Who dares touch one of mine?" The disciples recognize her, recoil together, and clear a path. Alarm sweeps through the cultivation sect. It's over. She's our strongest enemy. Why has she come here? The disciples seize on her claim. She said, "Someone here belongs to her." "Who is it?" Ruby confronts me. "Did you hurt him?" The accusation makes no sense. "I hurt him?" He charges over and attacks me. My power rebounds his strike, leaving him like this. Before the silent disciples, the ninth princess fixes me with a cold stare. She raises one finger and warns, "You receive one opportunity. Cripple your cultivation, bow your head, apologize, and your life will be spared." I stare at the princess after her threat. I gesture toward my injuries and ask, "Lady, do you even understand what happens here?" He tries to kill me, frame me, and feed me to a snake. "This is self-defense, yet you demand I kneel and apologize?" Ruby dismisses every fact. Right and wrong don't matter. He is mine, and hurting him carries a price. Fine. This woman refuses to listen to reason. Worse, that damned Luke has apparently betrayed the sect for quite some time. At the ruined arena, a powerful presence suddenly descends. Wind sweeps across the platform, interrupting the confrontation before either side can continue. Ruby turns toward the newcomer. "You must be tired of living." She continues, "You take a mere mortal as your master?" The newcomer dismisses her. "None of your damned business. Where does this beautiful woman come from? That crazy woman is finally useful." I recognize the newcomer and immediately step aside. She charges the princess without hesitation, and their power collides above the broken platform. Wind tears through the watching crowd. I cut my hands around my mouth and call, "Go on, scratch her." The newcomer presses harder, forcing the princess backward. I grin as sparks scatter between them. That troublesome princess finally faces someone equally stubborn. Ruby appraises her opponent. "Interesting, you're not bad either." I watch the two women exchange another violent strike. Dust and flashing power hide the far side of the arena. While every spectator follows their battle, I lower my head, slip through the distracted crowd, and quietly leave them behind. Elsewhere, Ryan finds Luke sprawled below. "Isn't this Luke? Why are you lying on the ground?" The offer turns taunting. "Would this lord's help get you up?" Luke can only stammer, "Why you? What about you? You stuff my master into a sack and send him to me as a tonic. Now that debt between us needs settling properly." Luke's cries grow frantic. Let me go, what is happening here?" Below the mountain path, the fallen schemer claws backward. He screams for help, gathers dark power between his hands, and shouts, "Shadow assassination." Attacker remains hidden below. My palm stops the ultimate technique. The attacker blurts, he catches my ultimate move barehanded. This cannot be happening. I watch the attacker stumble away from me. He shakes his head and cries, "Impossible, no ordinary man can do this. Who are you?" Without hesitation, I answer, "An ordinary man cutting wood on the sealed forbidden rear mountain." The attacker rejects it immediately. "No ordinary woodcutter can catch my shadow execution barehanded. Maybe you're simply too weak." The attacker stiffens at my answer. "You," then a tremendous noise interrupts. The ground suddenly shakes beneath us. Someone cries, "An earthquake?" Another voice warns, "No, look over there." I turn toward the distant disturbance as the ground continues shaking. Beyond the mountain path, countless demon beasts emerge between the trees. They cover the slopes in dense ranks, yet none attacks. Every head faces directly toward me. Then they kneel. I watch the first ranks lower their heads. Then the entire gathering kneels toward me. The stunned spectators fall silent, but movement continues beyond the trees. More demon beasts arrive from every path, filling the mountain slopes. Despite my message through Ryan, the entire demon horde comes running anyway. Across the gathering, familiar shapes fill every path. Despite my message, the whole horde arrives. A witness spots the ancient beast beside me, staggers backward, and cries, "Nathan." The cry spreads in disbelief. "Nathan, that is Nathan, the ancient fierce beast. Only moments ago, Nathan looks like an ordinary dog beside me. Now everyone recognizes his true nature." Across the platform, the princess finally understands her mistake. She looks from the kneeling beasts to the ancient beast beside me. Her face loses all color. She whispers, "What kind of monster does this princess provoke?" Before her stands someone who makes demon beasts kneel and even makes Nathan accept him as master. I lower the hand that catches her ultimate technique. Around me, demon beasts remain kneeling and the ancient beast waits obediently at my side. The princess studies my plain clothes and woodcutter's axe. Nothing about my ordinary claim matches what she sees. Her certainty finally breaks. Ruby suddenly drops to one knee. She is the strongest princess throughout the surrounding lands. Still kneeling, Ruby declares, "Defeat makes this princess your captive, entirely at your disposal." I blink at the kneeling princess. A willing captive? That makes even less sense. A captive? What captive? I don't need a captive. Her surrender catches me completely unprepared. Ruby remains firm. "A wager must be honored. This princess never recants. Her life is yours." She invokes her title as proof. A princess always keeps the promises she makes. "But I never make any wager with you. You charge over here and attack me." Ruby accepts that account without yielding. Even so, this princess loses and defeat settles everything. The ancient beast bristles and protests. "Master, this captive wants to follow you too." Ruby meets the glare. "Stop looking. This princess's surrender has nothing to do with you." The princess ignores the ancient beast's glare. She says, "My surrender concerns Master alone." Nathan protests, "Master needs no captives." Ruby counters, "That depends on what Master says." "Can everyone stop calling me Master? I really am only a woodcutter." Ruby refuses to yield. "Whoever you are, defeat makes this princess yours. Send her away, but until then, your safety remains her duty." I tell the princess to leave, but she plants herself before me. Her expression never wavers. She promises to depart only after ensuring my safety. I rub my forehead, unable to understand why defeat creates another stubborn protector. Sighing at the growing argument, I hear the ancient beast declare, "Master is mine." Ryan claims a place beside me. "What are you looking at? This is this king's exclusive position." Even a demon king resorts to such behavior. That is utterly shameless of him. The little cat returns and I scold it gently. "Where do you go? You know not to wander off." The poor thing is frightened. All right. Come here and let me hold you." I gather the frightened cat into my arms. "All right, I'm holding you," Ruby observes. "He treats even a cat this well. Surely people receive even greater kindness." She vows, "Decide later." This princess never recants and follows until accepted or dismissed. Until I choose between those options, she remains beside me. "Fine, you can follow me for now, but stop calling yourself my captive." Calling her anything but a captive still sounds awkward, but fine. This female companion clearly wants something else from me. Whatever she is planning, she cannot be allowed to succeed. I push the noisy dispute aside and face the damaged arena. Enough distraction. It is time to settle the serious matter waiting before us. Turning to the sect leader, I say, "This man is yours to deal with." Before me, the elderly sect leader steps forward to pass judgment. The verdict targets every disciple who colluded with Luke in framing me. Before the gathered disciples, the elderly leader points toward the gates. His voice remains steady as he declares, "All conspirators are expelled from the sect. None of you will ever be admitted again." One culprit snarls, "Just wait. Not even becoming a ghost will stop my revenge." I hear the furious threat and step forward. Before the culprit finishes, a curt voice answers, "Too much nonsense." Before another blow lands, I warn, "Go easy. Don't kill him." I stop my servant before the next strike lands. The servant lowers one hand and assures me, "Master, do not worry. He only remains unconscious for a short while." Grace admits, "This is my fault. Misjudging you and trusting Luke's provocation were both mistakes." Her regret draws my reminder. "You weren't like this when you broke off our engagement. Please give me another chance and reconsider the promise we once made." My answer stays firm. "Grace, the past is over. I'm not turning back." My female companion cuts in. "Exactly. A good horse never returns to old grass." She presses Grace further. "Why didn't you foresee today when you ended the engagement?" Then her attention swings toward me. "So, could you consider me instead?" I recoil when the proposal turns toward me. Both women wait for an answer, and the surrounding elders listen closely. I raise my hands and refuse. No. Romance holds no interest for me. Their expressions darken, but I mean every word. All I want is to chop firewood quietly and care for the little animals beside me. Grace fixes on that answer. By little animals, do you mean those two special companions? I glance toward my two companions and nod. Their expectant faces make the answer obvious. I tell her, yes, those two are the little animals I mean. The surrounding elders follow my gaze and immediately fall silent. Even the elders bow to me. The sight seems utterly unbelievable. The sect leader addresses me. On behalf of everyone, please hear this plea. Become our supreme elder and hold authority over the entire cultivation sect. The offer catches me completely unprepared. What, supreme elder? He continues without hesitation. Your strength and character qualify you. Your life-saving kindness toward our cultivation sect makes you fully worthy of this position. Simply nod, and every affair of the cultivation sect will be placed under your management. The elders join the appeal. Please become our sect's supreme elder. I hastily refuse. No, sect leader, please don't do this. I'm an ordinary woodcutter who feeds dogs, not a supreme elder. The sect leader refuses that excuse. You saved the whole sect. How are you unqualified? I shake my head despite the sect leader's insistence. Authority, ceremony, and endless disputes hold no appeal for me. I answer, I truly cannot accept. All I want is a peaceful life. The watching disciples exchange baffled looks. A voice urges, speak. My servant supplies the answer. Master, use us as your excuse with the sect leader. Sect leader, becoming supreme elder, genuinely holds no appeal for me. Life-chopping firewood on the sealed forbidden rear mountain already suits me. I look toward the quiet mountain behind the sect. I say, peace and quiet are all I seek. Nodding toward my waiting companions, I explain, yes, everything I do is simply to feed my cats and dogs. The sect leader relents. Fine, since you insist, this old man won't force you. But the cultivation sect will always remember the kindness you have shown us. His promise continues, you will always be our honored guest, whatever you may need later. The offer ends. We will help however possible. Bowing, I say, thank you, sect leader. Ruby presents a token. This belongs to my residence. From today, it is yours. I stare at the token in my palm and ask, the entire princess residence is really mine? Without hesitation, Ruby gives her answer. Everything belonging to me is already yours, so naturally, the princess residence belongs to you too. Grace steps closer. Shane, let me move there too. Let us live peacefully together and make amends for all my past mistakes. A firm interruption from Ruby stops her. You let this affection go yourself. Approaching again is too rash. Grace protests, our engagement comes from the elders' arrangement. That choice is momentary confusion. Ruby answers, you end it yourself. Raising it now has no meaning. Inside the princess residence, the argument grows louder. The two women crowd opposite sides of my table, trading sharper accusations with every breath. I set down my bowl and strike the tabletop. Both finally face me. I ask, what are you arguing about now? At that same moment, someone mutters, at last, that man is gone. The sect leader insists, these small gifts come from the cultivation sect. You must accept them. There are far too many, sect leader. He dismisses my concern. This is not all. This old man will also arrange the finest servants to attend you personally. They will attend to your daily life. Cooking and laundry are no longer your responsibility. I step back from the attendants gathering around me. They reach for my clothes and begin listing daily arrangements. I wave them away and insist, no, I can take care of myself. They pause, clearly unaccustomed to refusal. Grace offers me food. Shane, taste this. It is my cooking and has taken a long time. Ruby presents another dish. This comes from the princess residence's finest cook. From now on, the princess residence cook will prepare every meal specially for you. Inside the residence kitchen, the cook bows and greets me as master. My former fiancé places fresh ingredients on the counter and says, these are for you. The princess gestures toward her cook and replies, my cook prepares better food. Leave now. The answer comes sharply from Grace. You are the one who should leave. I only want to live quietly. Somehow, everything turns into this chaotic mess. Beside the noisy doorway, the ancient beast stares at me and sighs. He says, Master is far too sought after. Yet women seem to leave him cold. Perhaps becoming his cat is better. Only as his cat can this beast receive loving hugs. To escape the commotion, I head into the fields for some quiet. I walk deeper among the crops, letting their leaves hide the residence. One unusual plant rises above everything nearby. Its swollen flower bud glows through the foliage and immediately catches my attention. It has grown enormous, and that flower bud looks even brighter than yesterday now. I stop before the enormous vine and study its brightening bud. Light pulses beneath each petal like a waking heartbeat. I touch the warm stem and wonder aloud, is the heavenly hall truly about to open? Circling the glowing plant, I ask, what exactly are you? Near the towering plant, my female companion suddenly stops. The light from the bud reflects across her widened eyes. She reaches toward it, then withdraws her hand before touching the petals. Ancient pressure rolls through the field, flattening the surrounding crops. She steadies herself and says, this is the aura of an innate reflection. Beside the glowing vine, the female companion opens her eyes. Certainty replaces her earlier hesitation. She points toward the trembling flower bud and says, "There is no mistake. This is unquestionably the aura of an innate reflection. That aura belongs to the mysterious former attacker who has gravely wounded me before." Her attention snaps toward another presence. Something is approaching. The presence draws close as strange images surface before me. What is over there? What are those? I see the celestial realm, divine forms, and a great battle. Near the vine, memories of that great battle begin awakening within me. Caleb announces, "Congratulations, host. The gatekeeper's pressure is now more than halfway activated. Your sealed memories are awakening, and the veil over your sight will lift with them." My vision clears. "Dave, my little white pet? Can those truly be you? You too. Am I dreaming?" Dave, the little dog I hold, cuddle, and pet every single day, now stands completely transformed before me. I feed and tend ancient beast Dave. My cat Ryan is a millennial demon lord. Ryan steps forward and greets me. "Shane, long time no see. So I finally understand what I have been holding and feeding every day. The dog I constantly cradle and stroke is an ancient beast. The cat I always feed is a 1,000-year demon, yet still my cat." Ryan rubs against my trouser legs, waits for food, and curls up asleep in my arms. This cat is family. No matter what you are my family. Then comes a warning, he is here. I make my answer clear. If the mysterious former attacker dares come, he never returns. No matter what comes, we face it together. Together, we turn to face whatever is coming. Whoever you are, we still stand against you. Whatever we face, we have our family beside us.